Hey guys, AJYT Abbott, and I still have not redeemed my Premiere Pro subscription because I'm never buying another American Express card because I struggle with those. Anyway, I'm trying to get these videos pumped out, but I wanted to do this in our normal format with the green screen, with the animatronics and stuff behind me. I was gonna have a cool intro where we were like, it was gonna be me on the security cameras and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I need to get this out because I can't do this a month later. I know I did it for Fast X, but FNAF is like really kicking off right now, especially with this movie. So I'm gonna get it out here. It's a fine video still. I give my thoughts on the film. There will be spoilers, so go to that time code if you want to just jump straight to that, or if you haven't seen the film yet, obviously make sure to go off of the video before that moment. So yeah, that'll be it, and I hope you guys enjoy. This video was sponsored by, I don't know, Shaggy. Five Nights at Freddy's was directed by Emma Tammy and released in theaters about 2 weeks ago. Sorry for the delay on this one, but I have been on vacation, and then Premiere Pro decided I'm going to take away your subscription after getting all these new subscribers. Anyway, welcome to the review. If you guys haven't seen the film, I mentioned it in the intro to this. There will be spoilers, so you guys saw the time code. Alright, we don't gotta go through that whole spiel. Anyway, yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. We finally get this film after what seems like a decade of it being promised and brought up and teased, and we finally have it. And what did I think of it? So, I will start off with this. Five Nights at Freddy's is not something that I was hugely into as a kid, okay, or should I say as a younger teen. It was a fine concept. I liked the horror of it. I liked watching, the content creators play it. Markiplier, Venturian Tale, if you guys remember that, wow. Jacksepticeye, of course, Corey Kenshin, and of course Matt Pat's gaming theories on the games. Those were pretty entertaining to watch as well. And we finally had this film, and I've got to say, I was really looking forward to it. When I see the animatronics, they look really great, which they do in this film. They look fantastic. There is no CGI added to that. The set looks freaking phenomenal. I almost swore. The set looks really awesome. It is completely, they got the details down. There are sound effects from the game throughout this film. You get some of that creepiness, and you get to see them on the cameras a little bit. You get to see them do some murdering for a little bit. But where this film really starts to drag itself down is the inclusion of the backstory for our main guy, Mike, played by Josh Hutcherson. Okay, so if you've seen the trailer, you see he's in this forest with a bunch of other kids. There is a big thing that happens to him in this kind of dream that he's having, and that kind of connects to this plot somehow. It's a hard film not to give spoilers out for, so I'm going to just lay out the basic things about this film. The pacing was fine. The animatronics were very creepy. It was cool to see them walk around, but I do wish they did give us a little bit more of what we were hoping for with this film, to see these animatronics really tear into some people. I'll be honest with you, there are some creative kills in here, but the PG-13 rating holds it back. It has the same problem that I had with Megan at the start of the year. You guys remember that? That movie could have been even better if it was rated R, and it could go somewhere with its gore and its violence. And this film could have really went somewhere with that, but PG-13 rating, because these kids want to go see it because they love Five Nights at Freddy's. They played Security Breach, and they're hooked on it. And I think that's something that we definitely need to fix for the second film, which this is definitely getting a sequel. There is no doubt about it. This is getting a sequel, and probably its own franchise if it keeps being as successful as this film. We need to go away from the PG-13 rating. We need to go with R. We need to go hard R with it. We need to have these animatronics really getting in there, and I just feel like it's only right, because if you think about it, it's been a long time. Well, it's been like a decade, right? Since the original run of games came out, where the hype was really at its peak with Five Nights at Freddy's and Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and even 3 and 4. Those people that played that game, sure, they were probably younger kids or kind of preteens or whatever, but we're more grown up now. So we can handle that gore, we can handle that extra bit of blood and that seriousness, and you can still have the fun, because it's a bunch of animatronics running around a pizzeria killing people. That's a fun idea. We saw how well it worked for people in Willy's Wonderland, as well as the Banana Splits movie. That concept of killer animatronics really works, especially when you have some really great writing behind it. And this movie, it does fine in the writing department, but it doesn't fully get to go to its ultimate potential, because we are always cutting back to Mike's backstory. So I feel like that definitely took up a chunk of the movie that could have been spent on something more. Sure, you can have Mike's backstory in there, but I feel like there's moments where there's something tense happening, or there's something interesting going on with the animatronics, and it just cuts to Josh Hutcherson, his dream, and I'm just like, it kind of takes me out of the experience, because you're giving me what you want. It's like, yeah, I want that. Chica, Bonnie, Freddy, Foxy, I love that. They look awesome. Like, these animatronics look really great. Awesome. Like, I can't express that enough. But then we're just cutting back to something that I don't really care as much for. I don't know, maybe I'm alone on this. I didn't feel the emotion, I didn't feel the weight that I think they were trying to get from you by showing that backstory with Mike. I think the film handles its twists pretty well. The twist was interesting, with a certain character. I think that certain things that the animatronics do, people didn't like, oh, why are they acting kind of, childlike? Well, if you know the games, you know the backstory behind the animatronics, you know why they're acting like that. But yeah, there's nothing really more I can say without spoiling the film, so I'm just gonna give you guys the rating. I give Five Nights at Freddy's a 6 out of 10. It has enough for me to just like it enough. It's a film that, I want to see them do something more with it, but at the same time, it didn't leave a huge amount of impression on me. I was a little bit underwhelmed by it all. So, they're going to make a sequel, like I said, so we'll see if they get to do anything better with the material. I really hope they do. So, that's going to be it for this part. I'm going to see you guys in the spoiler section. So, entering spoilers, the big thing I was talking about with Mike is that when he was younger, he was put in charge of looking after his brother, and he lost him. His brother was taken away by someone, and they never found the guy that took the brother, and they never found the brother himself. So, the twist that we get at the end of the film is that the guy that gives Mike his job, which I'm blanking on the name now, that's fantastic, Matthew Lillard's character, okay, hang on, William Afton, sorry guys, William Afton is in this film, of course, Springtrap, if you've seen the trailer, that's no surprise. He is the guy that gives Mike the job, and he ends up being William Afton, Springtrap, the guy that killed Mike's brother and killed the kids that are inside of the animatronic suits. So, I'll be honest with you, my knowledge of the Five Nights at Freddy's lore doesn't go too far. I know the Bite of 87, I knew about the kids' bodies being in the animatronics, I knew about Springtrap and stuff like that. I didn't know a ton beyond that, so if they explore that in the other films, great, then that'll be perfect. But here, while it was a good twist, it just kind of felt, I don't know, I was just still very underwhelmed by the film as a whole, and I'm not understanding why, because like it gives you what you want for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then you're waiting for it, and in the final act, right, Mike has to rescue his sister that he's looking after. And you get, the idea that he's not really doing the best job. The aunt wants to take custody of the kid. And Mike, honestly, isn't that great of a guy. He doesn't really do anything to be like, oh, he's earned my care. I care about this guy. He's just kind of there. I'll be honest. Josh Hutcherson does a fine job, but Mike didn't really leave much of an impression on me at all. There is a cop character, Vanessa. She ends up being the daughter of William Afton, and she was fine as well, but I don't know. Just the whole film just kind of felt underwhelming to me, and I'm just trying to wrap my brain around why, and it's just that we thought we were getting something, and then they give it to us, and at the very end, the final act, you're thinking you're going to get a big showdown with the animatronics versus Mike to rescue his sister, and he just kind of throws water on Freddy and Bonnie. They're taken out. He shoots Chica with a taser. She's out, and Foxy, they get rid of him really easily. It just didn't give me all of what I wanted. So, overall, it's not a bad film. It's just one that's very, just kind of, It's like, there's stuff in it that I really enjoy, but there's also stuff in it where it's just like, there can be more done with this. So, that's where I'm going to leave this review, because I actually am planning on doing a media dumpster episode on this movie, because it has been so wildly successful, but at the same time very controversial amongst the fans, critics, and just moviegoers in general. So, yeah, you guys will get a lot of more in-depth thoughts when I go into that film for Media Dumpster. I don't know when that'll be. It'll probably be next year, to be honest with you, because I'm going to do Christmas movies, obviously, with November and December coming. So, yeah, that'll be it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry the format isn't what we're usually doing, but hopefully I get this Premiere Pro subscription renewed so we can get back to our normal programming. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.